Welcome to the Membership Guys podcast. Kick-ass advice and tips for membership site owners.
Well, hello there. Welcome to episode 265 of the Membership Guys podcast. I'm your host, Mike Morrison. Thank you so much for joining me. This is the number one show for proven practical tips and advice on growing a successful membership business. Today, we're talking all about one of my favorite topics and one of the most important subjects for memberships. We're talking retention. Now, as we all know, member retention is critical to the long-term success of your membership website. I feel like I want to get that tattooed on my forehead for anyone coming into the membership world. Retention, retention, retention. Memberships are a retention business. It costs 7 to 10 times more on average to win a new member than it does to hold on to an existing one. And if you're losing more members than you bring in, then your membership simply will not survive. It won't last long. So today, I'm going to attempt a bit of a rapid fire episode here, and I'm going to give you 21 lightning fast, quick tips for improvements that you can make to your membership strategy in order to improve member retention. Now, of course, we're not going to be diving deep into each and every single one of those, but you can head over to themembershipguys.com/265 where you can download a checklist that goes into a little bit more detail for the tips we're covering today and gives you a whole bunch more. So head to themembershipguys.com/265 to download that checklist today. So, are you ready? 21 rapid fire tips for improvements to your member retention strategy. Tip 1, make improvements to your member onboarding process. Getting members off to the right start increases the chances they'll get results and stick around for longer. Onboarding is perhaps the most critical component of a retention strategy. Tip 2, add quick win content to your membership site. You can help people get a positive result, however small. You build goodwill and trust with those members. If you can show them you can solve their small problems, they trust you with their big ones. Tip 3, provide members with a roadmap that helps them to navigate and consume your content. Some people need to have their hands held a little more in order to avoid overwhelm. So a roadmap that tells them what to look at, in what order and when can really help to keep them on track and avoid overwhelm. Tip 4, provide a member diagnostic tool to help people find where to start on your site. Not knowing where to start can cause frustration that will lead people to leaving. So if you can have some sort of tool where people can click a few choices about their particular circumstances and needs, and then it spits out recommendations of where to start, that's really going to go a long way. And if you're part of Membership Academy, then we actually have a quick win tutorial which shows you how to create this sort of recommendation engine. Tip 5, conduct a survey of existing members to find out what they want and to find out how they're interacting with your site. It's really easy to make assumptions about what our members want. Regularly survey them to ensure that you're meeting their needs and that any changes, any content, any developments you do is based on actual feedback, actual data from your members. Tip 6, provide the ability for members to pause their membership. Sometimes short-term circumstances mean someone needs to take a break from your site, so giving them the option to pause can often be better for you than their only option being to cancel. It can be harder to come back from that. Tip 7, provide the ability for members to switch their current payment plan. Similarly, if you have multiple membership tiers or payment structures, then allowing people to upgrade or downgrade on their own terms gives them more options if they're considering cancelling. Tip 8, provide a downsell to a slimmed down version of your membership offering, Membership Lite. If someone's thinking of leaving because they can't afford your membership, then having a downsell option where they can move to a cheaper version that maybe doesn't have as many features or as much content, but has the right balance between what it offers and what it costs, then that can actually salvage them and save them as an active member so that they're better positioned to switch back to your regular tier when their circumstances change. Tip 9, create a content calendar and share it with your members so that they know what's coming up. Letting people see what's on the horizon helps to demonstrate the ongoing value that you're providing, as well as creating FOMO, fear of missing out, by showing them what they'll miss if they lead. This sort of future pacing of your membership content is a big influencing factor if someone is stuck in that decision of whether they want to stick around or not. Tip 10, provide software, templates, or tools to your members that they would miss if they left. So again, we talked about making sure people know what content they're going to miss out on if they leave. And similarly, if your membership includes tools, utilities, services, or software that a member would need continuous access to, the prospect of losing that access will be a powerful motivator to keep them sticking around. Tip 11, add a share your successes or a share your wins section or thread within your community. Members love acknowledgement. They love being made to feel special and recognized. So having somewhere where they can let you know about their successes and enable you and the rest of the community to celebrate those wins, it can go a long, long way in ticking that box. Tip 12, add a progress log or a member accountability section within your community. Providing a means of keeping members accountable can improve the likelihood that they'll get positive results, which in turn can prolong their membership. The act of journaling, of documenting that progress, helps people to see the true worth, the true value of being part of your membership, and actually helps them become more mindful of the role your membership is playing. Because sometimes if people are progressing, they're getting results, they're getting the outcomes they desire, they might not be directly connecting the value and the assistance your membership has given them with the outcomes that they're seeing. But if they're documenting, if they're journaling it inside a progress log, then they're more mindful of the role your membership is playing in their journey. Tip 13, provide an upsell to a next level product. So we talked about giving people a downsell, but sometimes your members will want more than what you're offering in terms of access, support, and facilitation. Offering a premium version of your membership as an upsell is a great way of catering to those members and avoiding them leaving because they feel they've outgrown your membership and they're not really getting what they want. Tip 14, add drip-fed or series-based content to your site. Releasing content over time is a simple way of keeping people subscribed, as they'll want to stick around to consume the full series or the full drip-fed content. Tip 15, ask your members for testimonials. Not only are testimonials great for marketing, but asking for them encourages people to reflect on the positives of your membership. And others seeing such testimonies will be encouraged by the prospect of similar outcomes for themselves, so they'll be more likely to stick around in your membership in the pursuit of those results. Tip 16, simplify your pricing. If you've overcomplicated your pricing structure, then there's a greater chance people will leave because they weren't expecting certain charges or they didn't fully understand what they were signing up and paying for. Tip 17, teach your members about time management, specifically in regards to how they use your site. If you can teach them how to find the time and how to prioritize using your membership, there's a greater chance they'll use it and get results rather than simply slipping away and then leaving because they don't have the time. Tip 18, break your content down into bite-sized, easily manageable parts. Overwhelm can often lead to members checking out and never really getting started with your content. So find ways to make it easier to consume. It's far easier to work your way through a course 10 minutes at a time if you're going through a period where time is really, really sparse than it is to set aside 2 hours to consume a huge, huge workshop. Tip 19, vary the times that you host your live training or any other live elements inside your membership. Your membership is potentially a global business, so you should be accounting for people in a variety of time zones when you schedule live events like Q&As and webinars. Certainly within Membership Academy, we moved to doing 2 live member Q&As every month rather than just 1, and we did that so that one of those Q&As can be scheduled for a time that's friendly to people in the States, and the other can be scheduled at a time that's a little friendlier for people in Australia, Australia and Asia. And our fortunate UK and European friends, they kind of get the best of both worlds because both of these times are convenient for them. So make sure you're accounting for varied time zones that you may have within your member base. Tip 20, implement automated follow-ups for failed payments or expiring credit cards. A significant portion of people who churn, who leave a membership, do so involuntarily as a result of failed payments. You need a process in place to handle those. Some membership plugins such as MemberPress have this option built into them, so make sure you're taking advantage of that. Or you can tap into services like Churnbuster or Gravy, both of which are specific services that specialize in handling failed payments and dealing with the follow-up to increase the chance that your members who are at risk of involuntarily churning out of your site will actually remedy any payment issues and get their subscription back on track. And then final tip number 21, create an exit survey for your members who do cancel. You need to find out the reasons why people leave in order to identify any opportunities to fix problems and make improvements to ensure that you're plugging any gaps in your retention strategy. Whew. I did say that was going to be rapid fire. I'm out of breath now. I'm pretty sure you're probably going to need to rewind and go back through again, or maybe listen on a podcast player at kind of half speed just to revisit some of those ideas. But I do hope that you can pick out even just one or two to start with, just one or two of these tips, and dig a little deeper. If you go to themembershipguys.com, you'll find a whole bunch of in-depth articles and resources that dive further into a lot of the stuff that I've talked about in today's episode. But even if you just start with just one or two of these ideas, implement them, see changes, because churn is one of those things where even just the smallest improvement can have significant impact on the profitability of your membership site. So I do hope you've been able to pick up a few things from today's episode that will help you improve your retention strategy. And if you want more of these tips, head to themembershipguys.com/265. I've got a member retention checklist for you that not only recaps the tips that were given in today's episode, but also I think there's an additional 20 tips in there. So if you're interested in improving member retention, and if you're not, why the heck not? It's the most important thing. Head to themembershipguys.com/256 to download that checklist, and you'll also find a link to a free on-demand masterclass that goes more into ways in which you can drastically improve your member retention strategy. Man, we're generous to you guys. We really, really are. So again, themembershipguys.com/265 to get all of that good stuff. That's it from me for this week. I'm going for a bit of a lie down. That's probably the fastest I've needed to speak on this podcast. Hopefully this has been useful to you. I'll be back again next week with another installment of the Membership Guys podcast. If you enjoyed this week's episode of the Membership Guys podcast, we invite you to check out membershipacademy.com. The Membership Academy is the essential resource for anyone at any stage of starting, growing, and running a membership website. Whether you're still trying to figure out what your idea is going to be, or whether your website is already up and running and you're just looking for ways to grow it and attract new members, then the Membership Academy can help you to get to the next level. With our extensive course library, monthly training, exclusive member-only discounts, perks, and tools, and a supportive, active community to help you along the way with feedback, encouragement, and advice, the Membership Academy is the perfect place to be for anyone looking to start, manage, and grow a successful membership website. Check it out at membershipacademy.com.